Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to Cruisnick Sanctuary. I'm your host, Cruisnick X. Once again, we are playing Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and the newest patch, patch 6.1, Newfound Adventure. Last episode, we met up with Vritra to discuss how to properly spend the trove of treasure that Vritra had amassed in Azadal's legacy. And we think it's a pretty good plan. Also, we're gonna be fighting Golbez. I'm happy. Very happy. Oh, but enough about that. We got a lot to cover and only a little bit of time to do it, so let's get right down to it with the next quest in this storyline, the level 90 quest, Bridging the Rift. Thank you for putting forth Kazal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Y'shtola. She asked that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood. Thank you. Y'shtola must have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Ahewan assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done. And I am curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Alright, let's go. Now we can't do anything about getting to the High Crucible without going to Aetheryte Plaza, so let's hope Y'shtola's got something for us.
Right, here we all are.
Yep. What do you got for us?
Discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
Okay.
So why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
Here we go.
From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first. You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the walls separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway.
Okay.
Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
What are you getting at, Y'shtola?
Then what of the many void scent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
Okay.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first. And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th. Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Wait. You said that void scent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through.
That's true.
Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Oh, just you try to fucking...
Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages.
Oh, just you try and fucking stop
Even if
me!
you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
Did it the first time. I'll do it again now.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th, and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Of course. Count me in.
I had a feeling you might say that. Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Oh, Y'shtola, you fucking...
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single Voidsent will be allowed to threaten Radzat-Han, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daymir was overseeing the project.
Daymir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void set which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void set, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made Voidsent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daymir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
Well...
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
Numenon. With Graha's favorite place to sneak around.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Here we go again.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. See myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Khalzal Foundation.
That's Justinian for you.
Let us be on our way as well.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
You're not going to, dude. You're not going to. All right. It's good to be back. Hello, Y'shtola. If we're to enter Numenon's restricted archives with a minimum of fuss, then we must secure the permission of the Forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? No one springs to mind? What of Scarlock Montechain? He did come to Graha's defense during the inquiry, after all. Okay. 'Tis settled. Let us head to Phenomenon and see if he is willing to help us once more. Y'shtola is now accompanying you. Why do you have to give this huge tutorial? We've done like 15 escort quests now. Actually, we should speak with Y'shtola for a second. If I was pressed to name our allies in the Forum, Scarlock Montechain would probably be at the top of the list. Hopefully he agrees to aid us with our request. I'm surprised she hasn't broached any other subjects with us. Alright, let's talk with Y'shtola here. I apprenticed to Master Matoya at the age of 7, and labored under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had a chance to attend the studium. Neither did Thancred, as I recall. Soon after Master Louisoix took him in off the streets, he was put in the care of another Archon. His was a rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life might have been like had I pursued studies here instead. Should I wonder as well? Oh, never mind me. 'Twas just an idle thought. I wonder if I say something different. Tea at the last stand after a day of lectures? Oh, that does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends spent sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I wouldn't give up my time with Master Matoya for the world. The dank cave I studied in was about as far from the bright, airy halls of academia as one could get, but it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. I have still got to do so much crafting. Did I go the wrong way? I did go... No, I didn't go the wrong way. The quest marker is up here. Yep, here he is. Ah, visitors! And quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray, forgive the intrusion, Scarlock. But we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh, no furtive forays into the stocks this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety. Yet in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? And now to explain the whole lot of it to him. Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House Damia has lain dormant in Sharlayan's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. That is, in fact, precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift. For one, that I might keep a word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. And yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? Marvelous! An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and the wherefores, I, for one, do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request for the forum's consideration. Although, your petition would be better received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Fortunault. Why, Master Fortunault, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having Master Fortunault on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well. We'll pay a visit to the Levelier estate and plead our case. One last thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favor if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So, if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity. Of course, Scarlock. We'll be sure to pass on any revelations. And now we have to run all the way to the Levelier estate. We'll go this way. Oh, we can't go that way. Okay, we'll just jump over the cliff. Are there any other speaking points between here and the estate? No. Weird. I don't have Peloton like that dancer does, which is a shame. I don't want to trample the flowers like those other guys. Sure, it's just a game, but... Ah, Master Chris! Mistress Ystrola! How may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Falchinault. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is in residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Well. Amelie would invite you inside for some tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some manner of import to discuss. Then pray, proceed. You have my full attention. And now we have to explain it to him. How is he going to react? Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scarlock Montechain expressed much the same sentiment, I assure you. I assure you, will not attempt to circumvent the Forum's authority again. Unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister. She was his guardian and his friend. A selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. 'Tis no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones, and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The Forum must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldessian Annex. Well, this way. Oh, does Ystrola have any? The matter is out of our hands. All that remains is to return to the Annex and await word of the Forum's decision. I should have spoken to her earlier, but I didn't think she had anything else to add. This way? And this way? Why did she switch so quickly? They need to... They need to rework the AI for these things. Because watch, when I turn right, or not, she'll actually go into place. Alright, Y'shtola. What are we gonna figure out? Alright. So, what did the forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Shaolin, and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that a student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then, the chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. That served to silence the grumbles and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry to the archives was the least we could do in return. That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I am sure you are aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor, and bid you good day. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising? Aye. But that very stoicism is exactly what Charlian needed to guide it through not one, but two exoduses. Well, that works out in our favor. Y'shtola? That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes. And now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be on finding House Damir's research notes, of course. But the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. Well, good for you. As for me, this is for something else. Yep, that's something else. Alright, we're going to take a quick break, and we will return with more. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. If you're watching on YouTube, if you like this video, leave a comment below and leave a comment below and hit the like button. Here are all the links provided to get you where you need to go, and we will see you all in the next episode.